Hi guys, Ryan here. Today we're going to be going through, starting with this techno track. I'm going to play you through a live preview of it, and then we're going to break down how you can do this yourself. Okay, so you get the idea, hopefully. That's basically the idea. So let's break it down. We are using a kind of long kick drum with a shorter rolling bass. Very simple. So we're using a sample, this one long kick, just a really nice long kind of kick with a very strong transient. Top kick as always, important. And this bass, something that I've bounced in from something else, messed around with it, worked it a little bit, and came to this. Also added some sidechain and some EQ. So it's more of a rumbly sub. And that basically forms the low end. Quite aggressive, quite full on, but it seems to do the trick. Next we're using classic 909 core kit, can't really go wrong with this, and we're using a nice high energy pattern here with a clap on every one. So very basic. One thing a lot of people maybe don't do is that these samples can also, they can cause quite a lot of issues in the top registers. Hence why I've carved a lot of stuff out, because there was a lot of hard frequencies. If I take this off, very harsh frequencies, so just watch out for that. Good old shaker. A little bit of harsh effect on that. Some of these kind of stabby pass effect. Bit of a chorus from the Space Modulator. Snare drum roll, ride, atmospheric loop. And then we've got the two kind of sounds. So we've got this thing here. So initially it was two notes. And what we're doing is we're basically creating our own sound. It's something I like to do quite often. So in this instance we're using two oscillators, one on basically a sawtooth wave, sub-oscillator enabled. Second one we're using a vintage bird saw, dual saw. And yeah, the amp is set like that. And that's basically it, not much more. So what we've done is we've brought in a fourth chord, because I quite like using these when I'm using the arpeggiator. But we're not going to use the chord mode, we're just going to use the up mode in the arpeggiator. So what it does is it cycles through the notes. And I've tweaked this fourth chord just the way I want it. And we've got the distance that the arpeggio travels between the steps at -12, which is basically an octave down. So you get this repetitive, interesting sounds, which I really quite like. Bit of EQ, bit of drum bus, ping pong delay, another bit of compression, bit of EQ, Space Modulator gives it that weird trippy Richie Houghton sound, another one here. That one was a bit of chorus, and that's a bit of it. And the other thing we've got going on here is a reverb sound. We're sending it very hard, wet, with a lot of decay, and it's just running it through with a sidechain at the end. That gives it that spacey feeling. And it sounds quite cool. It cycles through, it doesn't get boring, especially when you use the decay and the attack like it was. And we've got this thing called Cloudy, very much the same thing again. This time we're using the Repro. We've got this kind of weird spooky kind of xylophone. And together they create a really interesting kind of sound. And just to exemplify how much fun you can have with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off and just mess around. Let's turn off the fourth chord. So we've got a different sound altogether now, and we can mess around even further. So very much almost getting to the same thing that we were doing before, but it's a lot of fun. getting a little bit more kind of, I don't know what the word would be. Could even have some fun with the waves, just try some. That's creating some kind of weird stuff again. Interesting enough though. Mess around with the pitch. So I'm just gonna do stuff and you could watch, I suppose. That doesn't sound dodgy at all, but just watch what I'm doing and listen to how things change. It's often quite a good way. It's often how my clients learn, by just kind of listening and watching what I'm doing and almost sync up with my thinking, if you like. So. One of my favourite plugins of all time, Mondo Mod, good old thing, you know, just fucks it up. I mean, that just really works for me, works very well. Panning, tremolo, the whole thing it does. So let's see where this goes. Try a different patch. Oh. So let's just go a little bit crazy and just go all the way up. Let's turn this up to 138, pitch the kick drum up, and this is now going into the realm of something a little bit more extreme. Bye. Wow, okay. Sorry, I got a bit carried away there and almost forgot I was recording a video. So, a bit messy, but sometimes I like to just, renounce from talking and just let you watch what I'm doing. Because, whether or not you get something out of this, hopefully you do. If you don't, fair enough. I think it's a good way of people being able to kind of jump into the driver's seat and see it from the eyes of the driver. And the driver in this case is me producing music. So hopefully that was of some kind of use to you. If you have any questions, I might not answer them, but ask them anyway. And see you next time.